Hello, fellow wannabe gardeners. Today I'm talking about the Vivosun Seedling Heat Mat and the Vivosun Heat Mat Thermostat. When I moved my seed starting stuff to my to the basement, not enough, I think, heat, or at least not as comparable heat as it was when it was upstairs next to the sliding glass door. So I wanted to resolve the issue like most people do by getting some heat mats. And part of getting the heat mats is you want to be able to make sure that the heat doesn't get too hot and it turns off and sets right. So the best thing for that is to get a thermostat to go along with your heat mat. Vivosun is a very popular brand with seed starting, as far as I can tell. And so let's see what we got here. So I have the two-piece kit, and it does come in with a plastic container. I've already, or wrapper, I already took that off. But it has this nice bag here to put the mats back in when you're not using them. So obviously after you've started your seedlings up and you don't need to keep them warm anymore. And you don't want to keep that in the box. So I got the two 10-inch by 20 by 0.7 or 10 by 20.75 inch mats. And that is based off of the size of the seedling trays I have, and also related to the size of the shelves I have. Warms the rooting area to improve germination and rooting. So basically, put the mat where it won't be soaked in water, which shelves are great, so they're easy. And it says that, you know, if it doesn't work, if you don't get your temperature that you want, then you need to insulate the surface, you know, better. So right now I am not on the cold floor, I am floating on a shelf. So if this doesn't work, then I guess the best thing I'll need to do is put some towels underneath the mat, or surround the growing area where my seed trays are, in order to improve the insulation. My seed trays have the plastic tops on them, which is also something that would improve the insulation. And so that beyond that, they don't want you to submerge anything else. Comes your basic plugs. One size is a little bigger than the other, so that's your, make sure you put those in the right ones for security or stuff. And then temperature gauge itself is pretty straightforward. You have a thing to set it, move the temperature up and down, and then you stick the thermostat into where you're going to go, and then you have a 3-prong plug. Now, I thought I had ordered the one that handles 2 mats, and apparently I did not. I thought I did. I didn't look at the box close enough, or the instructions. So to resolve that issue, I am just simply going to put in a adapter plug. And my basic theory about it is like my trays are, 2 trays are right next to each other. There's similar environment on both sides, so the temperature in one should be the temperature in the other. Simple as that. You saw my previous video about setting up the greenhouse. You know that I have plugs power from the house in here, and a power strip for that temperature controller to be in, and so that's all right here, right next to the tray, so I can set that up. So it's a little tight in here, so I'm going to set that up, and then I'll get back to you once it's there. I've hung the thermostat controller right here, and so it's basically free from any soaking in water. It's one of the things is, don't submerge it. Try to keep it away from being stuck in water. So this is what I'm doing here with this. And I have the mat for this side plugged in on this side, and the other one on this side. As you can see, the mats fit almost basically the entire length of the tray. If I could get around the other side, you can see that it's the width of the tray as well. Let's see this. Yep, so you can see it from that side. There's the width of the tray as well. And then I put the temperature thing in this first tray, this one right here. And the reason I did that was so it's easy to close the lid, but probably what I will do once I put some seeds in here is I will run this cord for this up in the middle and put it into a middle spot instead, so that it's more closer to what the entire tray is experiencing as. Currently it is reading at 59 degrees, 59.7 degrees Fahrenheit, or 15.4 Celsius, if you like that. You can just hold down the set button, that's the current setting. I'm going to keep on holding, it blinks. I can knock it down to 60 degrees and set it. And that's about it. The only other little tip of advice would be that make sure you set up your mat underneath your tray before you put any water in it, because these trays are not exactly the easiest to move when there's water in them, and you're about to create a mess. Now, all right, let's talk about the greenhouse. So this is a wind meter. According to windy.com, it is about 45 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now. And according to this Windy app, it is currently 77.9 degrees Fahrenheit in here with 66% humidity. Compared to inside my house, where it is about only 40% humidity and just like 72 degrees. So it's definitely warmer in the greenhouse. And as we're talking here, it takes a little while to warm up. It is now up to 77.9 degrees. 66% humidity inside the greenhouse. So while the sun is beating down, it will definitely heat up the greenhouse in here. So I'm hoping that will continue to be the case, since we are past the winter solstice, getting sunnier each day, and there's really only a small range of really cold weather coming up in the next 2 to 4 weeks. The last frost date is in the 4th month of the year, beginning of the 4th month of the year, so we're supposed to have like 3 months of bad weather. But if the greenhouse keeps it nice and warm in here, then I'm hoping that my little experiment here to start seeds out here in the greenhouse with some heat mats and stuff like that will go well. So hopefully we'll see.